The people that you surround yourself with are one of the most important factors in who you are and who you'll become. And it gets to a point where if you choose to be surrounded by negativity, you cannot continue to victimize yourself and then blame your surroundings and then blame the people that you're around. The only thing that you can really blame is yourself for choosing to continue to be in an environment that is not going to help you grow to become the version of you that you want to become. And I know that there are lots of unavoidable situations and people that we have to be surrounded by, but there's always that one situation where we're choosing to find ourselves back into, regardless of the way that we know it's going to impact us. And this isn't groundbreaking information because I feel like everybody's familiar with that quote that you are the sum of the 5 people that you surround yourself with, but I feel like it's information that we refuse to attach to our lives because for some reason we think that we are so special and so different than the people that fell victim to their surroundings. It's beautiful and sad at the same time that we love the people in our lives so much that we convince ourselves that we are the exception. And we look at all these people that might be deemed as bad influences, we look at all these people that are clearly not doing good for themselves and clearly aren't doing good for you as well. But we might love them so much that it hurts to understand that we have got to let them go if we want to become the version of ourselves that we have to become. But it's definitely a sacrifice that we have to make, not only for ourselves but for the other person as well, because if you continue to enable their behavior, nobody's going to see any issue in it. But most importantly, it's a sacrifice that you've got to make for yourself, because surrounding yourself with yes men, or surrounding yourself with lazy people, or surrounding yourself with people that just aren't goal oriented like you, or maybe they're just not growth oriented, it wastes your potential. It wastes your ability to believe in yourself. It wastes your ability to see all the things that you can actually achieve in your life. It's really just time to outgrow these people in your life. And I'm not saying to just be this lone wolf or anything, because you can't necessarily do everything alone. But I know for sure you can't do it when there's somebody that's holding you back as well. You've got to search for the people in your life that are going to align with your goals. And unfortunately, you've got to let go of the people that are only going to drag you back. It is very human of us to try to bring people with us when we're climbing to success, when we're trying to become the best versions of ourselves. It's very easy for us to try to drain ourselves emotionally and physically, to try to drag these people along with us, even if they're constantly showing us that they don't really want that help. They have not reached that point of their life where they're willing or even really want to come with you on a journey of becoming better at whatever it is that they want to become better at. And as unfortunate as it may seem, you cannot try to rush that process. You have got to let that person go on their own journey and realize these things for themselves, because the last thing that these people need is somebody trying to rush their process, especially when they're not ready, especially when it's not their time yet. And the last thing that you need when you're on this journey of your life is trying to hold yourself back by trying to drag people that don't want to be dragged with you. It is a complete waste of time for every person involved, but I'm more so focused on you trying to play Captain America for people that don't want to be saved, don't want to be helped, and don't need to be saved or helped. You do not need to be playing hero for anybody, especially if you're trying to become better. If you're on your own journey of self-improvement, you do not have the energy to allocate towards yourselves and other people as well. And I know how bad and disappointing it feels when you feel like you've found this idea to become better spiritually, mentally, or physically, just an idea to become better, and you try to project that onto your friends because you know it can help them, and for some reason they're just not receptive to your information, or it seems like they don't really want your information. And it's constantly draining to feel like you have these things that can help another person, but for some reason they just don't want that help. And the only thing that you can think to do is to pour into this person and continue giving this person every ounce of your energy, because you know that you can help them. It is a complete waste of time, and you've just got to outgrow these people. And I'm not saying to just completely forget about them and cut them off. I'm just saying to stop pouring so much into that person. And the one thing that brings me a lot of comfort and a lot of peace, especially with this, is just realizing that at one moment in my life, I was that person. There was a point in time where I was the one that wasn't listening to other people. I was the one being stubborn. I was the one that was so fixated in my own ways that I wasn't really trying to progress and trying to become better. And then people were trying to constantly help me, and I just wasn't listening, nor did I really want to listen. And there was a point in my life where that was me. That entire person that I was talking about in that picture I was describing in this entire video, that was essentially just who I was. And it brings me a lot of comfort to recognize exactly how far I've come and realize the mentality that I've developed, even despite me being as stubborn as I was. It brings me a lot of peace to realize that yes, I used to be that stubborn person, but now I'm good. I went on my own journey and I wouldn't change a single thing in the past. There were a lot of people in my life that outgrew me. And after I went on my own journey and I started to recognize exactly what I wanted with my life, I started to reconnect with those people and we started growing together. I say all that to say that these people are their own individual people. They have their own complicated lives. They have their own complicated journeys that they're going to go on. You do not need to be that person that forces them to grow or be that person that forces them to make a change with their lives. You do not have to be that person. They can be that person for themselves. So I'm going to end it on this note. You know the people in your life that you've got to outgrow. I'm sure that you've had an idea of somebody in your head this entire time, but don't just outgrow them for yourself. Outgrow them for them as well, because it's going to put them on their own journey, the same one that you're on, that you're trying to convince them to be on. You do not have to be a hero to anybody. Let them save themselves. Let them be their own hero. And yeah, hopefully somebody got some value out of this video. I appreciate you guys for watching. See you guys next time. Peace out.